Hi guys, so I am back at Cobham where I've been to Antonio Conte's press conference ahead of Chelsea's game against Leicester in the Premier League. Now, there wasn't much talk about the Leicester game because this press conference was dominated by questions to Antonio about his future at Chelsea. Now, there was a report today in the Evening Standard paper by my colleague Simon Johnston about there being an increasing feeling that Conte may well end up leaving Chelsea this summer. Basically in his piece he said that the two managers who've been lined up by Chelsea potentially to succeed Conte should he decide to walk away in the summer, they are Allegri and Sarri, both of whom are obviously managing in Italy at the moment, both of whom are doing really well, who've achieved much success. Now that was a story that Simon wrote for the paper today. Now Conte was asked about his future and whether or not he's happy. Now he did insist on the fact that he's very happy. Those were his exact words. He's very happy at Chelsea, very happy to continue. Remember, he's only got his contract runs until 2019, so after this summer he will only have 1 year left on his contract. He didn't sign a contract extension last year. He only agreed a new deal which basically gave him a pay rise. He was asked about his future, but even though he said he's very happy at Chelsea, he did say everything can change and everything can change very quickly. I'll read you out his direct quote. I've got it here. Everything is possible. Our job is very difficult because everything can change quickly. Now, of course, I'm sure many people will be thinking, well, that's true for football, for managers, for footballers. 1 minute they can be at a club, next minute, a club can come in and bid for them and off they go. I just thought it was very telling that Conte didn't kind of come out with the fact that he's very happy first and he chose to say that everything can change. Look, I don't think he's unhappy at Chelsea right now, but it will be interesting to see what happens in the closed season, whether or not he decides to stay until the end of his contract. He did also talk about the fact that Chelsea is kind of the only club really in the Premier League he feels where managers, after one loss, after the opening day defeat to Burnley this season, where he, talk of his future would arise, and that he called it strange because it's strange that people should be saying I could be sacked after one loss, and the opening day loss as well against Burnley. But that was certainly the big talking point from today's press conference. Another talking point was Ross Barkley and whether or not he will be handed his Chelsea debut against Leicester. Well, he won't. Now, of course, he was presented to the Chelsea fans at half time of Chelsea's EFL Cup semi-final first leg against Arsenal, game that I was at. But no, so his debut looks like it's going to come against Norwich in the FA Cup third round replay at Stamford Bridge next Wednesday. It'll be interesting to see. I saw him in training today. It'll be interesting to see how he does. He's not 100% fit according to Conte, but Conte has said, look, he's working hard and he's ready to try and help us where possible. Now, Conte was apparently filmed. Now, I didn't see this, but apparently he was filmed talking to Alexis Sanchez in the players' tunnel in that EFL Cup semi-final at Stamford Bridge on Wednesday. And Conte was asked, oh, what did you say to Sanchez? And he said, well, I said hello. And it was a really light-hearted, funny moment in the press conference. And he just said, look, everyone knows that I admire him as a player, but he did just, kind of shut down any potential rumours starting up about Chelsea wanting Sanchez. He just said, look, he said hello. And then there was another kind of big talking point in the press conference, and that was about Conte's car. Now, I am standing right where Chelsea's entrance is, Chelsea Football Ground's entrance is. Now, in front of me, I won't show it, but in front of me, basically, you can see there, that's the car park, Chelsea car park, for the players and for the players. But in front of me is where Conte's car is usually parked. Now, above that, his car parking space, there's a terrace next to his office. And apparently, during the recent storm here, an outdoor table, flew off the terrace. I'll try and show you actually. It flew off the terrace just there. You can see there at the top there. It flew off the terrace and it basically flew onto his car and smashed his front window. And he at the time wasn't there, so he was having lunch at the time. I think you've probably just seen Conte walk out behind me actually, so that was just him. It smashed his car. And he said he was very lucky to not have gotten hurt. Now, he wasn't there at the time, so he would never have been hurt. But he did say that had someone been walking past at that very moment, you know, he doesn't know what could have happened. So, you know, lucky escape for Conte, but he is using a temporary car at the moment. If you've just seen him go past, he's just been picked up in a car and he's being driven, I think, back home now. A lot of the players have gone home now early. So that's me done for today. I'll be back at Chelsea's next game against Leicester at Stamford Bridge on Saturday.